He kept coughing weirdly until he eventually threw up all over her and she ended up getting blood poisoning because the man had been a drug mule, but sometimes in life do be like that. If there is one thing that is consistent on this planet, it is that tattoo artists see some shit. They see some shit. This username said make a video about worst tattoo stories by tattoo artists, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. It's actually only partially what we're gonna do because I'm also mixing in your just fucked up tattoo stories in there as well. I recently got a new tattoo and also got a home job tattoo on my ankle, so I thought what better time to share all of your tattoo disasters to the internet. Before we start though, you can get this t-shirt from my clothing brand Rift. We also recently released these Save the Reef tees, and 50% of the profits will be donated to the Australian Marine Conservation Society, whose name never ceases to nearly trip me up every single time. You can also go follow Rift on Instagram if you want to be the first to find out about new releases and discount codes, that kind of stuff. This one is starting off strong. This story is the most cooked thing that I've read today, and I don't even know how to read. Years ago when I tattooed the shop I worked at Friday night around midnight, shop closed at 2 a.m. A man comes in with some friends and one woman. The guy's hanging all over this woman and most are pretty tipsy if not drunk. Nothing new for a late Friday night. Guy wants a tattoo of the woman's name, Brandy, on his dick. Because why wouldn't you? When has that ever been a bad idea? He's pretty adamant he's not leaving without getting that tattoo. The shop owner's son said he will do it at double the cost. Flat rate of 125, that's pretty cheap. If that's double the cost too, gee, well, how long ago was this? The guy agrees, he gets his tattoo, the woman loves it and they leave. The fact that this is not the end of the story should tell you that it's about to get way worse. Next morning we get to the shop around 10 to open up and start cleaning, and the guy from last night is outside pacing at the front of the shop. Great way to start your morning. We walk up and he starts telling us how badly he needs to cover that tattoo up. We tell him we can't because the location is too sensitive and it would need to heal before we do anything or it would look like ground beef. Oh, not how I wanted to start this. He doesn't care and he needs it done ASAP. We ask why, and the dude was getting married later that day, and the girl from the night before, the one whose name was on his junk, was a stripper for his bachelor party. Sir, that's a problem. Yeah, that's not good. Now I've been drunk. I've been in some states before, and never in my life, no level of drunkenness in any capacity could ever convince me to do that. Oh my god, I would love to hear this story from the stripper's point of view though. Still can't get over tattooing a dick for like 125 bucks seems a little bit low. Yeah, anyway, so this is how we know that natural selection is no longer the dominant force in evolution. Not a tattoo artist, but a very crazy tattoo related story about my two friends in Cancun on spring break a couple of years ago. Every single part of that sentence is a recipe for disaster. They went to a tattoo parlor very drunk, horrible idea. Cancun can be super violent, and one got a tattoo of our college's logo on his upper thigh. What happens when you graduate? It's just there. Anyway, uni was great, but I didn't love it that much. When they got asked to pay, the guy upped the bill from $50 to $300. They disputed and got a knife pulled on them. They tried to run, but one didn't make it, so the other went back. They held onto the guy who didn't make it at knife point and escorted the other to multiple ATMs around the area and made him withdraw cash until his card was declined. Solid tattoo though, is it but? I managed to shop and occasionally we'd get Nazis and juggalos. At a friend's shop, whenever Nazis would come in asking for swastikas, he'd tell them 3,000 for your chest, but 50 for your hands or face, and it had to be done by the guy who was from the Philippines who tattooed at their shop. Well, look, that is one way to address the problem. I would love to know how many people ended up going for it after that. I was getting the outlines of my sleeve being finished when I noticed this average, normal looking dude start twitching while being tattooed. I hate where this is going. I just have a bad vibe. The artist then became noticeably uncomfortable, and then about 5 minutes later, I shit you not, the dude shat himself while getting a back piece. We're here again, we're in the bad place. Reasoning, he was too scared to ask to go to the bathroom and sat through the whole ordeal. You're too scared to go to the bathroom, but you will shit yourself in public. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, good lord, okay. Let's see, there was the woman who got a butterfly by her navel who screamed directly into my ear canal. Hate that. That literally makes me wild just thinking about it. The guy who wouldn't stop price haggling, attempting to pit me against the owner. Trying to get the other artist to undercut me for a solid hour. That's a normal behavior, but he took it to the extreme. The girl who farted in my face. Ew. Ew, duh. The guy who passed out while I was still drawing on him. My 110-pound ass had to catch this 6-foot Air Force dude. Someone got get some across his ass. Nothing more appealing than that. The girl who got her boyfriend's name tattooed on her arm. Once they broke up, she came to get it covered with a rose. Naturally, when they got back together, she came back to get his name again and was livid that we refused. Honestly, you did her such a solid. A friend of mine got a tattoo and she started with the screaming and then moved on to dry heaving, natural progression, and then she finished the spectacle off by actually puking and passing out. Holy shit. What was she doing? She was getting a butterfly on her wrist, if I remember correctly. That's some gnarly shit. How? How? One time I was getting a tattoo and overheard some mother walk in and start screaming at a tattoo artist for tattooing her daughter who was only 15. Oh. Apparently the girl had a fake ID that was pretty believable, but I'd like to think any artist is going to hesitate before inking future Mrs. Justin Bieber and a portrait of him on any young looking girl. You'd think. You'd think so. Oh my God. Imagine, what is that girl doing now? What is her thought process now? Has that been lasered off yet? Because that's rough. Well, I'm sitting there waiting for a lady to come in so I can fix a wrong date I put on her. She looked at the stencil before we started, had her triple check everything like I always do, had her boyfriend check it, the works. Got a text this morning saying the year was wrong. At that point, that is her fault, 100%. So this has got to be right up there as far as the worst experiences go. Fair enough. From my friend's tattoo artist, a couple comes in, sober as a judge. They've been dating 2, maybe 4 weeks, and they want each other's names tattooed. Hate where this is going already, because it can't go anywhere good. On their anuses, and it went somewhere worse. It went and then it was worse. A ring around there. I wanna beep that word out just because it's gross. With the other person's name. Wow. Wow. The girl's thing won't stop twitching while I'm ew. Guy says put your thumb there, that's what I always do. Nah, no. God help me, I did what? $500 for 10 minutes work. That is not fucking worth it. That is just not worth it. That is just god awful. Miranda says a friend of mine decided he wanted to be edgy at 16 and get a stick and poke of a guitar pick on his ring finger because he loves music, except it was just the outline and ended up looking like a weirdly shaped potato. He never talked about it again and has been trying to hide it ever since. Poor dude. Look, he took a risk. It didn't pay off, but he did take it. Is that a good thing? Well, I tattooed my friend with pen ink and a compass one day in class in high school, and it got very infected, and I'm not sure what that little love heart on her ankle looks like these days. But had we known in grade 10 or 11 that that was a bad idea, perhaps we wouldn't have done it. We still would have, knowing that the type of people we were at the time. No. This one just says, I really wish I could show you my sister's recent do-it-yourself tattoo. And same? Don't leave us on a cliffhanger. After I turned 16, my brother gave me a tattoo of his roommate's bedroom, in his roommate's bedroom. If he gave you a tattoo of his roommate's bedroom, I would honestly be very, very impressed. In his roommate's bedroom of just a cross on my wrist. It came out faded and terrible line work overall. When I got home, my mum threatened to cut my wrist off. Holy wow, that was a bit. I got so much shit in school for it too. I'm 22 now and still have it. I have a few more tattoos that are actually done very good. Chose to never touch it up or anything just for the memories. Yeah, fair enough. You gotta commit, especially if it's a tattoo, you really do have to commit. My little sister thought it would be a smart idea to let our brother's friend tattoo her. She wanted your name on her ass, but the needle broke halfway through. It now reads Yui. We gave her every insurance joke we could find, as you should, as a good sibling would. Not me, but my father got an eagle on his back when he was younger. Home job. Lots of home job stories here. Very good to see the type of audience I've cultivated over the years. That so many of you have shitty home job tattoo. It's now a dark green bird with its claws coming out of the bird's back. Also, a friend of mine got another home job and it got infected so bad that she went to hospital. Yeah, sometimes it really do be like that, and sometimes it do. Once my friend's parents went to get matching tattoos and then 2 months later they got a divorce. The tattoo had the other person's name and a heart. That's not what you want. It's just not. This is what you want. That's over there somewhere. It's fucking way down there. Not me, but a girl in my year decided to get a tattoo without her mum's permission. Keep in mind, this woman was basically always drunk and or high, and her friend got it done by some sketchy dude who kept coughing during the process. Bad. Super bad. Oh, that is not great. He kept coughing weirdly until he eventually threw up all over her and she ended up getting blood poisoning. Because the man had been a drug mule, but sometimes in life do be like that. I feel like you guys are using this phrase to cover up horrible experiences. Great coping mechanisms, can't fault that. Good news though, her mum ended up becoming sober and she got the tattoo removed. She's doing well. I'm surprised she's not dead. Great news. A favorable result overall. You get blood poisoning from a drug mule and live to see the next day is beyond me. Oh, and she started her own business, which is doing well. Good on her. Also, I hope you don't get any poo stories. Too fucking late. Too late, Maddie. Not an artist. I skimmed through this one, this is good. Not an artist, but for my first tattoo, I was with a friend and we weren't sure what to get, so I thought, fuck it, and got Carefree on my ribs. Only to go to work on Monday to show my workmates and they're like, isn't that a tampon brand? Safe to say it's in the same bloody font too. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate for you. Great news for me. That was hilarious. Emma Chadwick commented and said, when you say the same bloody font, do you mean? Oh, that is classic. This one isn't that bad, but one of my co-workers got drunk on a 3-week holiday in Hawaii and got mum tattooed all over his fingers. Confused because mum is 3 letters and you've got 10 fingers and it was all over? Was it mum on each individual finger or like mum across them all? I have questions. I don't have a tattoo, but I draw on myself. You are 100% the most innocent person on this channel. Congratulations. I'll organize some kind of a award or certificate. I won't, but nice. Don't know if this counts and it hasn't happened yet. I love where this has started. But I'm gonna be tattooing Ween on my friend's ribs. I've never tattooed before. I have a lot of questions, the main 2 being why? Why on the ribs? That's such a sensitive place, and why Ween? That's all. My friends decided to give each other tattoos while absolutely pissed at a party, and it's safe to say they look absolutely terrible. Fair. And fairly expected. One was a really bad Among Us corpse. Oh, God. Oh man, imagine having an Among Us tattoo, but a bad one. And the other a derpy mermaid with 3 arms. Great. It's alright, your friends sound fun. My mum's friend almost lost her foot to a shoddy tattoo in Bali. Standard. There's a lot of things you want to go to Bali for, and a tattoo is probably very far down on that list. Whilst I was getting a tattoo, there was another guy getting tattooed next to me. We got to talking and I found out that he had just been released from prison. Good on him. The one thing he said that has stuck with me is that there's nothing that will make you feel more powerful like taking someone's life. I rescind my previous good on him. We'll leave that there. My boyfriend was on a lad's holiday. They all went out and a particularly loose mate of his got a text the next day from an unknown number saying, "Who is this?" He asked why they wanted to know. The girl replied saying she'd woken up from her night out with his number tattooed on her butt. Oh. God. Oh dear God, that is horrendous. They had no recollection of even meeting each other, and that was the only conversation they've had since. Hope he never changes his number. I hope she's able to do something about that. Guy wanted a barcode. Artist told him it wouldn't actually work and that it would be decorative only. Guy says okay. After it's done, the guy pulls out his cell phone and tries to scan it. It doesn't work. Guy is angry. And we're the dominant species on the planet. We're the smart ones. My artist has a good story. Some 18 or 19-year-old girl came in with her mother looking for a cover-up job. She's talking about her tattoo and goes, maybe it's easier if I just show you. Hate where this is going. My mum goes, no honey, wait. As the chick just drops trow and presents a tattoo that spans her entire ass saying, fuck bitches get money in 2 lines. 2 words in each cheek. Fuck. Oh, yeah, well, at least she has her health. Man came in asking for a picture of his daughter, but when he came in, he did not have a picture and he wanted to verbally explain it to me. What could go wrong? I wrote her name on his ribcage instead. Fair call. Absolutely the sensible thing to do at that point. Okay, that's all for this video, guys. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and put the bell on. I give shout outs to people who do that at the end of every video. Also to people who follow me on Instagram or TikTok. YouTube shout out goes to Isabel Kenworthy. Insta shout out goes to Nathan Yim. And TikTok shout out goes to Ali Antonia 22. Thank you guys for subscribing, commenting, sending in your stories, supporting my clothing brand, existing in this part of the internet at all. I appreciate it as always. Don't get fucked up tattoos, and I will see you in a few days with a new video.